Hello
Oh,
guys, you're welcome back to our YouTube channel, and this is the
Arowolos and
you're not looking up now, you're just answering.
okay. Um, I can do with nine. Simple, simple, and come back.
Okay.
Um, welcome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Uh,
Yeah,
we
start.
just go like that. Hello guys.
Hello, guys, and you're welcome back to our YouTube channel. So,
Yeah.
we have to do this and as an impromptu video
What's the time?
in the middle of the night. I think we started this arrangement to quickly set up around past 4 a.m. after praying, and we were sort of nudged to do this to address some
Mm-hmm.
very important issues.
So like my eyes right now, you can see they say I'm sleeping them, but we gotta do this.
Yeah,
So guys, without really wasting much time, we're led to talk about. So this one is different from what we've been doing in the past few weeks. This one we are led to talk about
yeah,
by the Spirit of the Lord to talk about parenting
yeah,
and probably touch on one or two things about how it has been for us and also encouraging parents out there.
yeah.
How is it?
Well, this is like a battle for our children's, identity. We're in a country where that is different from entirely where we were brought up, and
Mm-hmm.
we have to learn how to bring up our kids the way we want them to be, and especially
Raised.
considering our identity in Christ.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say you can't raise kids alone anyway, and it's a cultural thing that we know that the community help you raise the kid. But here, when you find yourself in a country where you are left alone, you have to do the hustling and bustling. You get too busy with work, or husband and wife, exchanging shifts. But I heard about the case of a family where they had to even exchange their children even at the train station, at bus
Yeah.
stations.
And it has happened
So
to us
it
to
has
be
actually
fair.
happened to us that we had to exchange our children at the train station.
I
It
I'm
gets so
coming
busy,
I'm coming down from the train and Ola needs to be somewhere
and
immediately. All he's
yes,
doing is,
and you have to
babe,
go,
take the kids and it's
and then you're
going.
also about to go home, and that kind of thing. So it's a very chaotic situation. But irrespective of that, you are raising a generation. You've given birth to children, and you've got a responsibility.
Responsibility. Yeah.
And we just want to focus on being present in your children's life.
Life.
Just to
Like
say, yeah, being present in your children's life is very important, because no matter how young they are,
mm-hmm.
they are picking up things
Yeah.
wherever you have put them, whether at the mind arts place, in school, nursery, crèche, wherever, they are picking up things, and you don't know how much these things can impact. But first, I would like Titi to say one or two things about things that has happened very long in the past that you battled with before you were free, so that you can see a living scenario. I know some persons will have one or two to that they've encountered they can relate with her.
Okay, so this is allowing me to spit out this meant to be in my book. Now you want me to say
The
it on
privilege, please.
So if you are listening to this, just consider it as a privilege to have a first encounter of what is meant to be in a book I'm about to be released. Okay, guys, so obviously we woke up this middle of the night and we just had this nudge to pray, and while we're praying, we just had God talking about some things, showing us some things in the spirit, in the physical. And one of the things the Lord brought to my attention was foundation. And we realized that the devil is actually out there to steal the foundation of our children. And like Ola said, that I needed to share something. So something happened to me, quite funny, now it's funny. When I was young, I could remember, I think I was 8 years old. I do say I was 8 years old, but I can't really remember if it was 8 years old or I was younger. But I knew I was quite small. I was still in primary school, and for those that have been following this channel or those that have known us, you know that I converted from being
Yeah,
a
she was a
Muslim
Muslim. Yeah.
to being a Christian. So I was around 8 years old, and this particular day, my mom went to church. My mom is a Christian, actually, by the way, and my dad is a Muslim, but we were raised as Muslims. My mom went to church, and then she came back with fruits like oranges, and she said in her words then, oh, that the pastor, they had a guest minister that came to speak to them, and they said, oh, that they should all take this fruit. They bought like orange, and that they should give it to their kids. The child that doesn't have orange, or the orange doesn't have seed. When you drink orange or when you squeeze it, that is expected to have some seed, at least one or two. That any child that doesn't have that seed is a problematic child, or the child needs deliverance. And bear with me, this was like something that happened in the church. It was like they gave them the fruits in the church, or they bought the fruits. So one week my mom got home, and I could remember them were my two brothers and I. Then we had our cousin that was living with us. I was a good child. Even my brothers, they can testify. I was the best out of them.
You were the one that picked.
Well behaved. When you have that child that is well behaved, always knowing the right thing, doing the right thing from the wrong. I was that child. You don't need to tell me, so I just knew the right thing and I would do it. So when my mom came back, she gave us orange. I'm so sure in her mind she was just taking, be like saying that this Tokwe could take this fruit.
Why you mentioned Tokwe's name?
I'm just kidding. Tokwe is my brother, because he was one that was notorious among us, very stubborn. I'm just kidding, by the way, but that was it. So and she gave us this orange. We all took it, and to the surprise of everyone, that oranges had seed. And guess what? Orange did not have seed. Right. And my mom couldn't bring herself to believe. I believed then that she couldn't bring herself to believe that. Titi, I beg. She just said, I beg, nothing do you. You don't need deliverance. Give me another orange there. And she took another orange and she opened it up and said I should drink it. And that one had seed. But for some reason, that experience never left me. And I still didn't believe in the second orange. I believe in the first one that I took. That didn't have orange. And for a long time in my entire life, I struggled with the thoughts that I needed deliverance. And I tried as much as possible to make it, to accommodate it, to make it like, moderate. Like, okay, even if I need deliverance, what are the things I can do in my own to control it? And for a very long time in my life, I believed that I wasn't meant to be the best. I believed that I wasn't good enough. I believed that there was something wrong with me. And you can imagine, I was 8 years old and I carried this mindset till I came to Christ when I was 21. And it wasn't even like immediately I came to Christ, it was immediately actually, because that was one of the things Christ used to win me over when he showed me that the deliverance you always thought you needed was Jesus, and he wrote it while I was having that encounter with him the night I gave my life to Christ. But imagine that from 8 years old to 21, babe, what's the calculation? That's like 8 years old to 21, like 21 minus 8.
21 minus 8.
That is like 15 years.
No.
Like 13,
it's
right?
13 years.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. I was trying to do 14 plus 7, 21. Yeah. So, like for 13 good years of my life, the formative stage, the stage you're meant to, be, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, the childhood where you're meant to have all this confidence, a part of me would always feel like there was something wrong with me. And I always felt like, don't go for the gold. I don't know if you understand that. Don't ever go for the good. If you don't go for the good, maybe your secrets will be protected. And now let's bring it back to context here. A lot of things is actually ongoing in the society. And
in our present society too, generally. And I understand that it's also by the way of digital platforms also, moving to the African continent and some other continents of the world. The truth is that we're in a one world now, and things are traveling fast. We're picking up things from different places. But bringing it back to our contest and like what you wanted to mention, that the point that we're trying to make is that the enemy is targeting the minds.
Yeah, the foundation of the children. You want to give them. You want to give them the burden that they are not meant to carry. Imagine carrying that burden for a long time. And to be honest, I didn't actually discuss with my parents. I never let them know that this was my struggles. Whenever I want to do something that I'm meant to, be the best, I will just sit down. I will always settle for second. My mom never understood. I remember when I was in primary school, first term I was first position. Second term I was first position. Now the third time is where they will always do this grand final party, and then you will be celebrated. I was meant to be first position, but I remember an incident happened. That was the fine art or something. But because I knew there was going to be a party, there was going to be a celebration, I didn't want to fight for me to be better in that course. I was like, you know what? I remember my teacher telling me that particular day I was meant to write an exam in fine art, and I knew I wasn't good in drawing, but I always made an effort. But this time around, because I remember that mindset, never be the best, you can't be the best. And I remember my teacher telling me, Titi, draw, make an effort, draw this thing, because that was the last thing I needed to do to succeed, to be the first position. I remember this woman, her name is Miss Tolani, telling me, Titi, you can do it. And I said, no, I can't do it, to leave me alone, I don't want to do it, I don't want to even try. I did it, and I didn't bother to try. And to be honest, I became second. And I was okay with it. So when I got home, my mom was furious. My mom was like, what happened? Why is it that senior? I was just looking at her like, you don't understand. Because that was a mindset.
Yeah, so now it was a mindset there, and we've got instances and situations where the children, could be your children, could be even anybody's children in schools, things happen. They get to communicate, teachers get to talk to them. And we've had cases of students being told by their teachers that, who are you?
Yeah, you're not good enough.
That happened to her. That's who do you think you are? They asked a question in the class, and Sisi Lokba raised up her hand, and I'm like, who do you think you are? And I think that stayed with her for a very long time. The same way I've been teaching for a while. I've taught across the levels of educations, both in Nigeria and in the UK, primary, secondary, university, college. So I've met with people with different kids. And one that struck my heart was even a girl under 5, telling me that the colleague is the students, they're telling, bullying her, telling her that she's not good enough. And you know that the parent even don't get to know, not because they don't want to know, because they are busy trying to raise money, pay attention, a lot of things, distractions. It's very painful, and this thing is affecting. In fact, why a child was trying to share with me, it was almost moved into tears, and she's like, oh, have you talked about this to your teachers? Yeah, I've spoken to Miss A, Miss B, Miss C, but they don't care. That's the way she said it. And you can imagine if you're present in such child life and you have interactions daily, you are able to pick it up quickly, that up and speak positivity, a positive affirmation into your child's life, and so it doesn't impact her. And I realized that within those periods when those things were happening, our productivity, our learning zeal nosedived. This is very, very disastrous. You can imagine if that is going on secretly and you don't know, a lot of things would have happened.
If I want to make a comment about that, and I'm bringing everything back to context about why I had to share what I needed to share, and what I'm trying to say right now is that these kids, their mind is fertile right now. They have they're innocent. They don't have anything to deal with. And the devil actually have an idea. The same way you are thinking, oh, that child is innocent. The same way you are thinking, oh, nothing is going on. The devil is trying to sow the wrong seed, sow the wrong foundation. Imagine a child that keeps constantly hearing, oh, you are not good enough. You are not beautiful. You are not, look at the way you are. Your hair is this. You are ugly. And that child kept on believing it. And unfortunately, because parents are busy and we can't actually we can't
be everywhere.
We can't blame them 100%, but we still have to call their attention to it.
Is important, because you can be working, investing in these children, and eventually realize that
their
emotions is disarray, is not nothing to show off. Just like putting your money into an investment program, and eventually the time for harvest comes, you realize that the fruits are corrupt, that kind of thing. So it's very, very painful.
So we have, without going into details, we had a conversation with our boy yesterday, just out of us speaking, and then thank God for conversations that we're just talking casually with him, and it made us to understand something that have been going on in his school, in his class, and I'm like,
seriously,
really, under my nose, I didn't know.
And we're talking about someone who is It's just about to be 4.
It's just about to
And
be 4 years old.
You will be surprised how much they can communicate. What he said in particular, we may not say, but the thing is, this is very serious matter, and we have decided we're taking it up.
Yes. So
we're taking it up spiritually. We're taking it up
physically.
We're taking it up officially. Yes, because this is inappropriate.
So
and
now,
if it is happening, and he's serious about it, and we have to speak to him. This one is right. This one is wrong. Say, oh, really right. Say, oh, this person started it, and it's now spreading. And if you're not cautious, it's going to travel far.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say is the consciousness of being present, and this is not maybe to say we're giving ourselves accolades. It's just to give glory to the Lord. That because you are being present, you can communicate with your child. That's why your child can trust in you. They can build a relationship with you. They can build a rapport and let you know, oh, mom, this is going on in my school. Oh, dad, this looks a bit weird. This is what is happening. They can talk to you out of their own innocent mind. But some of the things that are ongoing now is that parents are too busy. They just think like, oh, let's get the money, let's provide your food. It's beyond now. The way kids are being raised is beyond providing their necessity, giving them a shelter is beyond it. You need to be present for their emotions. You need to be present for their mental health. You need to be able to be at that doorstep to comfort whatever it is that they are coming with from outside. And you are going to know this is wrong, this is not allowed. To raise kids in the way of the Lord, it goes beyond just taking the kids to church. Some parents think the church teachers are meant to do it for you. No. You are the one that meant to be present to teach your children the scriptures, the Bible. Don't go outside and see some children and say, oh, these ones are doing well. Well, how did they raise you like this? That means that the parents were present doing the job. So it's just like a call. It's like so what we're doing is like a call for parents.
Yeah, just a reawakening. In Psalm 127 verse 3, I think thereabout, it says, well, children are the heritage of the Lord. If they are the heritage of the world, and the fruit of the world is the reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and if this is an heritage, it's God's gift for you. You have to preserve it. It's like the parable of the talents. If you don't use them judiciously, you're going to lose them. There's another scripture that talked about that there are arrows in the hand of the handler.
Psalm 127.
So you fire them in the direction where you want. Imagine if you are not behind the arrow. You can imagine it will hit no target, it will go nowhere.
Yeah.
Or someone else pick up your child. Imagine if your child is the arrow, right, and it gets into the wrong
and they're gonna use
can be fired. They can fire them in the wrong direction. So you want to be present. You want to be on the table and not on the menu. You want to be present in that child's life, so they have that feel of emotional security. They have that feel of bonding. Mm-hmm. They have that feeling that they belong somewhere, and there's someone to speak to whenever there's any concern.
There's someone to speak to.
Yes,
that's what they.
So they don't go online.
And the someone to speak to should be you.
Yes, it should be the parent.
It should be the parent. Let your children be comfortable speaking to you. Please be available, and they know. To be honest, these kids, they know when you're available. They know. And don't say that, oh, can't they say that I'm working at? They know you're working at, but they also don't understand that they want you to be there for them. They want to be able to communicate with you. And another thing is, don't treat your children life with levity. Yoruba will say, more. Don't treat their lives that way. Every child that Lord has given to you, they are meant for purpose.
Yes.
And if God has called your child, for instance, let me give an example, has called your child to be a leader, it's in your work to lead them to lead in the way of the Lord.
Yes.
Trust me, if you don't do the job, they're going to be leaders, but they're going to be leaders in the enemy's camp.
And definitely. So
because
now,
the devil know already that this child has the potential to be a leader
in the light. And
right?
So now, it will come.
And he can manipulate it.
The truth is that nobody throws stones at a tree that does not have fruit. Simple.
Exactly.
It's a tree that's got fruit that will get attention. If your child is right, watch out.
Mm-hmm.
The enemy will come for them because he needs such kind of bright children
and
execute his agenda. The same way, the kingdom of God also needs such bright children. So you have to be intentional as the custodian. And for example, let me say, I noticed something in Proverbs 22 verses. It says, "Well, train up a child the way
he should go.
Even when he is old, he will not depart from it." So lay the foundation, be present. See, the formative age is
very important.
You can imagine Some families have lost even their children at teenage. I feel
Yeah,
them even in secondary schools.
Yeah,
I
when we
feel
go and
them-
teach in
you say,
secondary
you
school.
want to caution them, you want to say, I report them. In our own culture, you say, I'm going to report it to your children.
means
You know what that
something.
means.
It doesn't
But
mean anything.
if you are saying you are going to call report to the to the
Can
parents,
even get you to
they
trouble.
you may not even be the trouble part. They don't care because they don't feel it. They say nothing has changed. No, there was a movie I saw recently.
Adolescent.
Yeah, adolescents.
I believe that's the movie. That's the movie for the season presently.
The parents were working hard, and just the few years that they were absent, a lot of things have happened.
A lot of damage.
That put the entire family into serious chaos.
So we're just encouraging people and
Present.
be present. And like I would like to give a balance that for my own story, for 13 years, I had to deal with you're not good enough and you will never be good enough. I had to deal with that. And I remember when Ola came into my life, and then the only thing I was good at was academics, and Ola would tell me, beyond this academics, what else do you have? I just feel like, you don't even understand though. This academic, God, that I'm good enough, God. I'm just trying to cover it. I didn't even want to, there was this I don't want to try it out because I thought I was going to fail at it. And not because I thought I was a failure. I just feel like there was something already on my head that had already put a stamp that you're going to fail. Is there. So don't make an effort for it.
I remember our first encounter was, when you were going for debate and the school handed you and your team over.
I didn't want to do it.
That they were going for debate. Interestingly, we pulled it through. You guys won.
Yeah, I didn't. But you remember my argument and everything with you. I was so strong-headed. And I said I don't want to do it. I can train people. Yeah, I can teach them. Go and do it.
I think the trophy you guys came back with. Which competition was that again?
I know we won Unilag.
Yeah, they won Unilag the best.
Yeah,
I remember that trophy was on my Dean's
table for
profile. The table and his profile picture for years. Even up to the time we got to the UK.
It was Press Freedom something.
Press Freedom Day debate competition. So the thing is, the enemy is speaking.
And I won that, babe, sorry. Those were some of the things that came with giving your life to Christ. When I gave my life to Christ, God now wanted to show me that I want to show you off. You have things I can show you off with. And that was, for my own mindset was it coming from the past that, am I good enough? I don't think I can do it. But I had people to encourage me. Ola was one of them for me. That was, Ola was a friend. Or like, no, you will do it. They say you can do it, you must do it. They say you have a voice, you will speak it. And I want it.
Yeah.
That is now the message of God coming back.
Yeah. So, you see, the past will always come haunting. And the thing is that live in your present, and the present in your children's life is very important. As a way of concluding, but just for you to know, there's another one coming. It's about identity, making them find their identity so they won't be bullied. So even when there's an attempt to bully them, they can speak off and for themselves. They know who they are and they don't feel down. You understand? I think there's a routine that one they can also implement is about having their reaffirmation routine. It's either you're walking or you're driving. For example, who is light? I am the light. And your light is what? Shining. Shining for who? Shining for Jesus. That kind of recitation, that's one of the lines of our key. So the thing is, you have to, be there for them. We'll talk more about it in the next video. So to conclude, irrespective of a busy schedule, is just very important that you protect your assets. You want them to be on your side. You want to be on their side. You don't want to lose them to the world. You don't want to be that parent that is now finding it more difficult to to correct them when they're in their teenage years. You want to be there for them as a friend. So you actually bless you. Sorry, Mele. So you have some level of influence on them when the time is right. So we'll put this here at for now. We'll just keep it here as a name, and then in the next video we'll continue on talking about the specific and on identity. So God bless you. Thanks for joining. And if you know anyone with this video will help, whether young couple or growing old couple, don't mind our age anyway. the thing is that you can do them the help of sharing. You never can tell what God will speak to them through.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and then share, like, comment and subscribe. If you've got any question, do well to share with us, and then we'll make efforts as led by God to answer them. God bless you, and have a beautiful
Week. Bye.
bye.